One thing I can also do is I can do that a slightly different way when we're talking about for loops. So if I comment this for loop out here, this is a for in loop. A different way to access the loop or a for loop, like say for J in range 1 to 4, for instance. So it starts with value 1, finishes with value 4. And what I can do is I can display item plus, I forget, it's an integer, so we convert it, value j. Actually, one thing we should do is when we're creating variable names, be sure to make them meaningful. So if I call this item index or something like that, index, and then what we can do is we can print out our shopping element item index, and then that will actually give us the value. If I run that again, if I comment all this, these are the print statements out just so it's clear that the printing is being done. So it literally is within this loop. I'm printing stuff out, print it again, and you can see that it's got well, it's missed the first item basically, and that's because this range value needs to be set to 0. And what you'll find is item 3 is the last item. So let's just try this. There you go. So we're getting all 4 items now in our list. If I made this 6, then and I try running it, we get an item out of range, which is this error here, index error list out of range. And that's because when we try and access an element that's not in our array, so we know we've got 4 items in the array, but when we go, we're trying to access element 5 and element 6 as we're going through this. So when it gets to this point, it'll fall over because basically these items haven't been defined. So one thing is really important, and this is a common error, that when you have a list, you've got to know the size of the list. So what we can do here, we can actually say shopping dot, we're going to go from 0 to shopping. This is an easy way to make sure that you're not going to go over the size of the array. So if we do then shopping there, for instance, and now if I rerun this, you can see that what it's doing is it's making sure to keep within the bounds of the array. So basically it's making sure it'll evaluate what that value is, then shopping, which is the value of 4, 4, and what it'll do is it make sure that you don't go over that in the loop. So that's what's called defensive coding, where basically you're making sure that you're not going to get any errors. It's tips and tricks basically to make sure that you're not going to get any errors. There's no way that will ever fall over because you're making sure you're not going to get any next out of bounds exception or error because you're not going to go over the size of the array. That's another little tip.